Bacheren, a verb I invented by this book of Hans Bacher. He works for Disney, and he made a fantastic book about visual making, visual storytelling, and it's the same with one I found on internet from Marcos Mathieu Mestre. And Marcos is doing, let's say, the same but differently. This one I found in a shop. I was searching for nothing and found this, and I said, these are lessons. Fantastic. A sketchbook, composition studies for a film. He used mostly from Action Life movies stills and translated them, let's say, in a free way, in graphical black, gray and white, drawings, thumbnails as studies. And the most important thing is what I'm trying to find with you in this first part of the 4 lessons, Bacheren, is we're going to play with the possibilities of compositions and not, let's say, what I see mostly by students. They're going to Google and find solutions of others who did the job themselves. We're going to find, in a playful way, solutions to find compositions which are maybe possible and maybe useful for our little project or our animation. But first, you have to play. Visual storytelling is not about words, it's about images. And let's start with this language of images. And what are we going to do? Bacher described his first approach in working style development for films, intuitive compositions, and that's what we're going to do. Later, we can work them out for serious and definite compositions for our animation or our film. But first, what to play. And without rules, he analyzed how other artists did before him, and that's what he did, let's say, in another period. He was searching for ways by the others. But first thing, before you find the solution of another one, first do it yourself. Session 1 is an explanation about those 2 books and all the materials I have here to play with. And first we're going to work out, let's say, quick model sketching. You have to do it from real life, real people, not from internet. You have to be looking at a short attitude, a short gesture of a person in front of you or in the mirror. First, Bacher. I'll show you a few examples, how he works. And it's interesting because it's about light, composition, shadow, architecture, setting, people, a person, a figure, in combination of his surrounding architecture first. And then we have a fantastic example of making compositions. And I'll read you a little quote from Marcos. Most examples in this section will include 2 little thumbnails. The first one shows the basic distribution of the light and dark masses in the shot, and the second shows the main lines of tension. But remember, in order to achieve the needed quick read, do not think in terms of the elements you need to compose at first, characters, furniture, rocks, trees, but think in terms of basic, clear and readable shapes, little thumbnails attached to each composition, and then compose your elements within. So, here's my man. Look, fantastic. Here you see, I don't know, a cowboy, whatever, in context of rocks, rest space, open figure. Here in context of, how do you say it? Another cowboy, dangerous, grabbing his gun. And here you see the overall basic composition. Figure, rest space, open space. We're going to work on this, but first I'm going to introduce you into materials. Materials. What can we use? Black ink, or how do you say it? Paint, acrylic or whatever, water paint mixed with water, so it's going to be watery. We're going to use, I can't bend it even anymore, a not cleaned brush. Bending, you can use it, you can both use it, but this is the friendly way, this is the harsh way. The same with this. I didn't clean it, terrible, expensive one. Small ones, this one I'm going to use later for examples. I love it. Okay. Here to play with and to rearrange, let's say, the paint on a different way. This is interesting because it's a cup full of, a little bottle full of ink, but I broke down, let's say, the point. And when I'm squeezing in it, it mostly doesn't touch, let's say, the paper if I'm not looking well, but it will be on the wall or the ceiling or, let's say, on the other materials and not on the paper where I have to draw. Okay. The Molotov, really interesting. It's dried out, I'm sorry, but mostly the ink is here, expensive, and it's really nice tool. Play with it next time, I show you, but now a little bit with ink. The pencil brush, my favorite. You can refill it, and it's a brush filled with ink from inside, you have to squeeze. The one you're going to work with mostly, the fine liner. I'm going to explain why I'm not going to use it now, but okay, I'm going to use it. Coach's pen for ink dipping on the Molotov with a pointy head, square line. An old sock, washed or not washed, I don't remember, but an old sock, and you can use it fantastically. This is a sponge to clean your pants when they're dirty. Now, I'm gonna, let's say, make drawings with it. Corona tissues, wet tissues, gonna try them for the first time. And then my favorite, here's another one I found, let's say, teeth of a cow, I think. Did get it from somebody. And maybe a fantastic brush, I don't know, but my favorite is Barb's. Barbie is my favorite tool, the feet. But okay, it's used. This one is, let's say, not used yet, but now it's going to be the time. I'm going to play with these. This is a part of can. I've got also a few cans, but they've got hard hair, so that's more, no, okay, a different brush. She had long hair like this one, and now it's, let's say, an uncontrollable brush. Still, fantastic for your more free work. Okay, the coat of Ken when he was, let's say, in Iran, whatever is it, a little war. He's locked in school. I can't reach him now. And this one I found, but I'm not going to use her. And she's still working, if she's doing it. She's not. But I didn't want to use her now. Okay. Let's clean this space. And we're going to work with all the materials I showed you. Put them over here. What I'm going to do, I'm going to make little people sketches. That's the first thing we're going to do. Oh, t-shirt. Okay. Ink. First, a brush, normal brush. Okay. I make a little person, little seconds. I make little persons. And I want you to work, let's say, graphical. I have to work on this. I didn't do it for a long time. Okay. So little people in little poses. Let them vogue. Okay. Playfully. Jumping. Okay, let's try this one. Oh, there it is. Okay. The tissue. corona tissue. Okay. Well, it did get some corona here, look. Okay, barbs. Hard hair. Okay, nice figure, hands up. Okay, dancing, walking, jumping. Okay, the teeth. Okay, there it is. Okay, the Molotov. Little graphical figures in different poses. Pentel. Give her a dress. Long hair. Help. Okay, the fine liner. Look, you have to work much more for this. And the paper is... Okay, we find out. The paper is smoothie so it doesn't attract. Okay. Hard brush. Interesting, because it has... Don't make them too big. Barbs, with soft hair. No, it's stuck, okay. I almost can't control it. Good for you and for me. Okay. Big brush, if I can pull it in, if I can. Okay, again, another one here. Make it graphical. Then I do the soft brush. What do we have? Spadel. This one I need also to do. Interesting to work with and to play. To make figures all the time. I do it from my head. You have to do it from real people. Okay, the sponge. Okay, devil. The soft one. And the sock I must not forget. I think then I'm there. Okay, figure. And the sock. Okay. People. Okay. This is the first one. Part 1. And so playfully make them a little bit in distance from each other so there's space around. Make them graphical, different solutions of different materials. And that's lesson 1. Thank you.